Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the 502 Lounge. It's me, Marcus, right here with my guy, Amir, and the pain continues. The pain train somehow has not been derailed yet. It's announced earlier today, Kenny Payne will remain the Louisville men's basketball head coach going into 2024. I want to get your thoughts on this, man. What was your initial reaction when you saw that Eric Crawford article?
Well, as you know, I was expecting really some change to be made today.
Yep.
Especially because we have, 13, 14 days off.
Yeah.
For our next game, which would give an interim coach enough time.
Yep.
So, only way I was like, only way Kenny stays for the rest of the remainder year is if we beat Kentucky or keep it remotely close.
And that did not happen as Louisville gets blown off the floor by Kentucky, number 9 Kentucky, 95-76. I mean, it really was a game that Louisville just was never even in. I mean, okay, maybe Louisville was in the game the first
5 minutes.
The first 5 to 8 minutes of that game, and once Kentucky settled down, it just became a track meet that Louisville could not keep up with.
The most interesting part about that game is we held DJ to only 2 points.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Now I don't know if DJ was nervous to play against his grandfather. But man, that was the best outcome we could have gotten from DJ.
I know, man, because my biggest worry was like, look, I mean, I already knew going into this game that Louisville, had a very, very limited chance to win this game anyways. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, you want to know what the worst thing about that would have been? DJ comes in, drops 30 points. When the game is over, he stomps on the Cardinal. He L's down.
Okay, I don't think DJ would have done that.
he goes in the middle of the court. Terrell Owens, you know what I'm saying? Stands like how Terrell Owens stood on the Star back in 2000 on the Cowboy Star in 2000. He basically just like mocked the entire crowd. I was just like, man, I had that image in my head of him, at the game, with the game over, going mid-court on the Cardinal, L's down in the crowd. Oh, I'm just glad that we at least didn't get that, man. But,
no, I never expected that from him. Other guys I did, but not from him.
I know. I mean, that had to be an emotional game for the family, anyways.
That's such a tough.
That's tough, man. You got, I felt for Milt, man. You have to go against your grandson and stuff. And
like DJ is probably going to be the only Kentucky player that I will truly support once he leaves UK.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not right now.
Just
Sorry,
wish he
DJ.
could have been a Cardinal, man. But that's not that's not what happened. And man, we could have used the DJ Wagner. We could
have, but I don't blame him.
No. Wow.
Just let him get out. Let him get out. Go NBA. Have a good career.
Who would want to play for this clown show on Floyd Street, on Main Street? Who would want to do that, man? No. I mean, I cannot blame any recruit that that decides to go somewhere else, because I wouldn't want to play for this. If I had no skin in the game, if I had no fandom out there, I would not. Why would I come to this?
There's no reason for any player to want to go there unless, of course, they have that Louisville fan in them.
Exactly. I mean, man, it just, like I said, the result last night did not shock me one bit, because I knew that, like I said, Kentucky did this. This is, I would probably say, this is Kentucky's best team since 2017, in my opinion, talent-wise. And I knew that Louisville, one, was already struggling coming into this game. And we also had, JJ and Dennis out. We were already shorthanded, especially Louisville's biggest weakness this year, surprisingly, given the fact that, one, we have two so-called big man whisperers as coaches, is the weakness. And I just was like, man, Louisville just does not have the size. I'm not surprised by the result. But it's like, still, man, how do I explain it, bro? We all saw the result coming, but it just, even when you know that it's coming, when you're, being a Louisville fan and knowing how proud we are all time of our program, to see the Yum Center 60% blue, to hear "Go Big Blue" chants infiltrate the entire arena, it sounded like Rupp Arena West, man. And it really just, man, just hearing those "Go Big Blue" chants, hearing "Go," blue, white, it put a pit in my stomach.
No, I will say a lot more Louisville fans did show up than
I
was expecting a complete
dude.
blowout.
I saw
here.
There was like one picture that had come out yesterday. I think Jeff Lightsey Jr. from 35KY had posted it, and man, it looked like, bro, going to like everybody was standing outside. You know what I'm saying, trying to get in the game, bro. I saw like 3 Louisville fans to like 50 UK fans. I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, this is going to be historic, and not for the right reasons.
No, but definitely those fans showed up.
Hey, shout out to the fans that shout out to the guys in red, the guys and gals in red that showed up.
Hey, especially those with the garbage paper bags.
With the paper bags, because that was our idea at first.
We thought about it.
At first, we were gonna go, but I just was like, dude, I can't stand to go.
I think it was $70.
Yeah, $70.
I don't think I'm spending $70.
Down the Yum Center, man. You kidding me?
The worst part is, Cal let off at second half.
Oh, without a doubt, bro.
This could have been a lot worse.
If that was any other coach as bad as Kenny, bro, we would have lost that game by 40.
And Cal wouldn't have cared.
He wouldn't have
He
cared.
only cared because it was Kenny.
I mean, bro, just think about how embarrassing it is now that Louisville basketball has essentially, and I was telling you this earlier, man, we have essentially become like a little child, bro. Kentucky fans, they still enjoyed whooping our ass last night, right? They were still L's down and gloating or whatever, which they deserve to. Look, Louisville hasn't. This has never. Let's be real, and I'm about to say something that's very, very, that might be very controversial, and I don't know if you'll agree with. But man, Louisville, Kentucky in basketball has never been a rivalry. When you really, really think about it, bro.
No.
Kentucky's up 22 games in the series on us. Louisville's only beaten Kentucky in basketball 17 times. 17 times. Louisville's last win against Kentucky was 3 years ago, and that was the COVID year, which was their worst season in, program history, essentially, right? Louisville's last win at Rupp Arena was in 2008. Bro, we were in the 4th grade the last time Louisville beat Kentucky at Rupp Arena. Isn't that crazy to think about? George W. Bush was the president still the last time Louisville beat Kentucky in basketball at Rupp Arena.
Man,
it's time to be real. I hate UK with all my heart. I always will. But it's just time to keep it a $100.
I agree, but at the same time, it's like it's a hard pill to swallow.
It is a hard pill to swallow. It's just time to keep it real.
But at the same time, it's like, are we doing anything about it?
We're not doing anything about it, man.
I think that's the worst part.
We look, bro. I'm gonna say something that I don't know if you'll agree with this or not. Man, this rivalry ain't been competitive since Denny was the coach. It just ain't.
I mean, truly, if you really think about when Rick took over. Rick loves Kentucky. He still loves Kentucky.
It pained him to play UK, and it showed.
He even said in a presser or in an article, whatever it was, that he was like, "I don't even coach that game. I just let the guys play."
That's crazy to think about, man.
This was like 10, 12 years ago when he said this. But I was like, man, how are you just gonna say that?
And it shows. It shows.
It
man.
showed because he has won. How many times?
I'm trying to think. Rick only beat Cal twice. Rick only beat with Cal being the UK coach. He only beat UK twice in 2013.
And how many times has he beaten Kentucky?
Cal's 13.
Not Cal.
Who?
Just Rick.
Rick. Okay, so I'm thinking here. Rick. Okay. Say 2002, 2003, 2008, 2009. Rick's beaten Kentucky 6 times, I think. In 17 years.
17 years.
6 times in 17 years. That is an atrocious. That's an atrocious record, man.
And some of those wins, I mean, even that 2013 win.
I mean, bro,
that team
they came. Here's the thing: they've come. The two that he like. I'm just saying, most of them that he won have come against the worst teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not the point. That's not the point.
Especially the 2013
Yeah,
one.
it just hasn't been a rivalry, man. Like, it hasn't, and it really, it sucks, man. It sucks because Louisville, I mean, bro, like I said, I know that we are in a transition period with everything going on with the program. We were trying to get back up, but man, it still hurts when you lose to your rival the way that Louisville has been losing to them. And I mean, it's one thing to lose to Kentucky, but to just completely get wiped off the floor the way Louisville has gotten wiped off the floor in the last 2 seasons, man, it just sucks. And the worst part about it is, like I said, man, Kentucky fans are still gloating. They're still enjoying every second of pounding our heads in the sand, right?
I don't care about that.
They're at the point now where they're like, "Oh my God, Louisville, when are you going to fight back? Like, fight back. This isn't even fun like that anymore. Like, it used to be fun. They're like patting us on the head now, like we're like we're a little poor child. Like, oh, you poor little child. I'm so sorry. It should be better. Like, dude, we're a joke now.
The fact that Cal felt like pity on us.
He felt pity, bro. Cal pitied Louisville enough to take his foot off the gas and not run the scorpion and put 115 on us. Because it could have happened, bro.
Dude, they had 53 at half.
They had 53 at halftime. It could. Oh my gosh.
That could have been a lot worse.
But I mean, that's a dangerous team, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No, Kentucky they're legit.
They're a dangerous team.
They're dangerous. They got shooters. They got size and man,
athleticism.
Yep.
I mean, guards. I mean, bro. I mean, you ever just like watch a game? Okay, man. I got a question. Have you ever just like watched a Louisville game, right? And you just like watch the other team the first like 2 or 3 minutes of the game, and you think to yourself, "Yeah, this isn't going to end well."
Honestly, not really.
I did, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Not
Even
really.
when Louisville was
Other
up,
than
even when
Kentucky
Louisville
game,
was up
yes.
5-0, I was like, man, we're gonna get killed.
I've only felt
I just
that
was
with
like
Kenny.
looking at the way. Oh yeah, I know. But I was looking at the way like Kentucky, like how athletic they were and stuff. I just was like, damn, bro, this isn't gonna be pretty for us. Like just the way they were passing, the way that they were just easily getting to the bucket, man. Like our guys just weren't willing to contest any of the
If
shots.
it wasn't for Gupavelli, and that's Brandon Huntley Hatfield, his
BHH.
Twitter handle is
BHH, man.
his Twitter handle is Gupavelli. I call him
Yeah.
Gupavelli all the time. But if it wasn't for Gupavelli, this could be even worse.
Oh, bro, I have
He
to
was
say, man,
the
I am
only
super
player-
impressed. If there's one positive that I have to take away from just the last month or so of Louisville basketball, Brandon Huntley Hatfield has been a different player for us.
Yes, he has.
A much different player. Yesterday, man, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 8 for 8 from the field, bro. He played a perfect game down the line.
And he hit some jumpers, too.
I mean, dude, that's the best game he's ever played. That was better than the Texas game.
Yeah, well, Texas game, he played good, but he
fouled out the game. But I'm saying 8 for 8 from the field, and he was hitting some tough shots. Like you said, he was hitting some tough. It wasn't like he just was getting layups, bro. He was hitting jumpers. He was in his game. My thing is, why did we stop feeding him?
Right.
For what reason did we stop feeding him? All of a sudden now, Trey White wants to try to drive in. Tyler trying to drive in on Aaron Bradshaw and Trey Mitchell. It's not happening. Feed the hot hand. Why? Like, we have too many guys who are playing selfish ball, who are playing hero ball. They're not playing for each other. And it's showing, man.
And why are we taking so many threes? We don't have that type of shooters.
I mean, I know that we don't have that many shooters, but I got to think about it like this, man. The only way Louisville was going to win that game is if they hit a bunch of threes. That was the only chance that they had to win that game. Because, bro, you cannot match Kentucky's offensive intensity like that, man. That's the only,
especially front court.
Think about it like this, man. Think about when the Louisville women's basketball team beat Baylor in 2013. You want to know what their formula was? Freaking swarm Brittany Griner and hit a buttload of threes. And that's exactly what happened.
Look,
and that was that would, I understand why we took so many.
Look, I'm always for shooting the threes, but man, when you got guys like Look, let's face it. Tyler cannot shoot threes.
Oh, man. Who that jumper, man? My man needs some work on that, bro. That is the crookedest jumper I've ever seen.
Man,
I love him, man. He's a great player, but, man, he's like a – how do I explain it, bro? He's like a Reggie Jackson, kind of Dennis Schroeder,
Definitely Dennis Schroeder.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he can slash, he can get to the bucket, but he is not a guy that you want to be counting on from three. You know what I'm saying?
And just like Sky missing those free throws.
Oh, yeah. Sky started off 1 for 6. I mean, that's kind of how you knew, man. I don't know how to explain it, man. When Sky missed all those free throws, he was in his head. He was definitely in his own head, bro. And you can tell, and I get it because that was a personal game for him. You know, Sky was committed to play for Kentucky until Kenny Payne left to go to the Knicks.
Yep.
Remember, he decommitted and went to Illinois. Like, you know, that was a game that was personal for him. And he had to deal with UK fans on Twitter, you know, making fun of him and stuff and all that stuff. That was a personal game, but, man, I just think he let that get in his head too much. And, I mean, man, I'm not – okay, I don't know if you agree with this, but, like, who's to say the way that game goes if he at least goes, I don't know, 60 to 70% from the line those first 6? You know, those missed free throws, man, really set the tone. That Louisville,
it's more about the tone.
Louisville was intimidated. They were scared. I don't say they were scared, but like they were definitely. The moment was pretty big for them, and they just kind of.
Man, I mean, just going in, it was just they were getting blocked left and right.
Yes, it was a block party. I mean, Tyler trying to go in on Aaron Bradshaw. He freaking slaps it with 2 hands.
I mean, okay,
I know
that was a foul, but still,
that was disgusting. That was gross, but yeah, it was an ugly game all around. I mean, it's about what I expected. Like I said, man, I just knew that like Louisville could not run a track meet with that Kentucky team. The Kentucky just has too many scores. I'm not surprised about the outcome, but man, what got me the angriest about all of it, it had nothing to do with the game, bro.
It's just pressers.
It was the press conference from Kenny Payne.
That's been the story every game.
Every single game, bro. It seemed like, bro, when he got a question about Kentucky's team, it was like my man just had like one of those Viagra boners, bro. He literally,
I know.
The way that his face lit up when he heard Kentucky, I was like, bro, what the? I don't even know what to say, bro.
Man,
I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying real hard not to cuss on this.
Look, I don't know if I should be saying this, but if you've ever met like a person, like you know that this man is a complete Trumpy, right? But you just start talking to him about stuff that they like a guns and stuff like that, and how their face
just lights up,
and they're like they like you immediately.
Yes,
that's exactly how Kenny was.
His
bro.
face lit up like somebody was talking about his crush or something, bro. I couldn't believe it. I mean, bro, he was and like just the press conference. You know, he basically insinuated that we aren't good enough to even hang with Kentucky on the same floor. We don't. Yeah. Not only that, but we can't even recruit the players, the type of caliber players that Kentucky gets. Bro, that's what we brought you here for.
That is the legit only reason.
We brought you here for that simple reason. To recruit as good as you did when you were at Kentucky.
And then to say that he's realizing how important the transfer portal is now. We've been screaming that last year, dude.
Bro, we've been telling this man this the last 20 months. That you need to hit the portal. But he's like, no, you know, I want to build a program the right way. Bro, the right way ain't been the right way since 24. Ooh, I was getting ready to cuss. I was getting ready to curse, but
just let it out, man. Honestly, at this point, what you gotta lose?
I'm gonna keep it clean because there might be children listening. But man, we've been telling this man that for 20 months now. We told him, dude, you don't have the experience you need. He's like, no, you know, I think that's, you know, I want to build it the right way. I'm like, bro, do you realize with the transfer portal, guys aren't staying in school at the same school for 3 to 4 years anymore.
Those days are gone.
They're going pro or they're transferring. It's very incredibly rare that you keep a guy for 4 years now, or at least 3 years now. I mean, heck, even 2 sometimes. It's hard to keep somebody without them going to the portal. Yeah, go ahead. That was my biggest worry when Kenny just decided to abandon the transfer portal and just go after high school players. Like I said, bro, it's, you know what I'm saying? Kenny could develop those guys or whatever, but they could leave after if they don't like the situation at the school. And who would like it? This place has been toxic, bro. All right? This is not the normal experience that most Louisville basketball players get.
Fans not showing up, and I don't blame them.
Fans
spending that
being
money and wasting
overtly
time.
critical. I know we probably seem like the biggest assholes in the world to the players, but they gotta understand, man. When you play at a school like Louisville, the reason that we expect so much out of them is because we know that they're capable of it. We know that, you know what I'm saying, that these guys are talented enough to you know, make big things happen for the program, for themselves. So when it doesn't happen, and when not only does it not happen, but when they massively underachieve, of course we're going to get on their ass about it.
This isn't even underachieving, man.
Dude, this is just failing.
Like, this is a disaster.
Oh my God, bro. And the thing is, like,
underachieving is being a freaking 10 seed or something.
Yeah,
in the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, man, after the past 3 seasons that we have gone through, I find myself just like, how do I explain it, man? I found myself just regretting when you know, Louisville was a 7 seed in the tournament, and I was like, ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, hell, you remember in 2014 when Louisville got a 4 seed, and we were like, oh my God, a 4 seed? You know what I'm saying? Now we went from 4 seed to 4-28 in a season. I mean, bro, I remember when Louisville missed the tournament and went to the NIT, you know, the pageant year. I was so depressed and dejected, man. I would kill to go back to the NIT.
Dude, the amount of fun we had in those NITs,
I'm telling you, man, the wave. The MTSU game at the Yum Center, bro, that was the most fun UofL game
I've been to a lot of Louisville games, a lot. I have never been to a Louisville game where I'd had that much fun,
bro.
Like that was football.
That was all. Yeah, that was awesome. It was fun, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think I'd said football, but
basketball.
Like football, we've had some good games.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, you know, this is beyond underachieving, man. So, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, this is Louisville, bro. You know, this is Louisville. We expect a certain standard. And, I mean, bro, at this point now, I feel like we've massively brought our standards down. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we've tried to be understanding of the situation that the program's been in. You know, with the IRP cloud, with, you know, the uncertainty surrounding the program. We knew that it wasn't going to be easy. We knew, I mean, last year, all of us were saying, look, if Kenny could get to 15 wins somehow, that'd be a miracle. You know what I mean? Given the roster that we had. I knew it was going to be a rough year.
I said 10 to 12 wins is what my expectations were.
Yeah, 10 to 15 was mine. Anywhere from 10 to 15 was my expectation. But, man, I never in my life expected Louisville basketball in a 32-game season to win 4 games, bro. That's like 8%, man. That's an 8% win percentage. like I was really thinking about it when I was driving home from work today. Bro, you know how crazy it is to go 2 calendar years and win just 9 games? That is... look, here's my thing.
There's a legit chance Jeff Braun will finish with more wins in 2 years
than Kenny
will.
In 1 year, than Kenny will. Looking at the schedule, bro, where are you seeing the win at? All of January, bro, Louisville...
Notre Dame and Florida State. Those are the only 2 wins
those are the only 2. But even then, I trust those coaches more than I trust Kenny.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather have Micah Shrewsbury from Notre Dame than Kenny Payne. I would rather have Leonard Hamilton from Florida State than Kenny Payne.
Man, looking back at the presser, the post-game pressers, dude. I'm happy you realize the transfer portal is what we need, but the way he said it,
Yes.
like guys are not gonna come here and
Once
get a
it-
starting
once
job or something.
again, he's throwing his own players under the bus.
So he's basically saying, I can't. No one wants to play for Louisville. So I'm gonna have
high
to go
schooler
for
wants to
transfer.
play for Louisville.
So I have to go for a transfer.
Are
That's
you-
what he's saying, basically.
Dude, look in the freaking mirror. No, it's not that people don't want to play for Louisville. Nobody wants to play for you. Who would want to come here? And if he thinks a high schooler doesn't want to come and play here, what do you think of 3 to 4 year guys? You think they're going to want to come and play for this? Why would they want to come to play for an incompetent coach? Why would they want to come to play for a dysfunctional program? Why would they want to come play for a dysfunctional coaching staff?
And I see a lot of places where a lot of KP supporters or whatever are trying to blame the fans, and they're like, recruits will see all your criticism and stuff. But there's a reason for this.
Man, look, the recruits, most
They
recruits,
also see we're a losing team.
most recruits want to go play for a school with a fan base like Louisville's. And when you play for a school with a fan base like Louisville's, you're going to get that criticism. You're going to get the spotlight on you, whether it be for a good reason or for a bad reason. If you don't want that, then go play for freaking Tennessee Tech. Go play for, I don't know, go play for Morehead State or something, where they don't care about basketball. Where they, you don't want pressure on you. Go somewhere where nobody cares about basketball. Go play for a school that's in a pro city. You know what I'm saying? You'll definitely get buried under the lead. Nobody in pro cities care that much about college sports. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, man.
And the thing is like, especially like, and I don't want to be that guy, calling fans the KP Mafia, but at the same time, they are kind of operating like a mafia, bro. Anybody that criticizes, that has any legitimate criticism of Kenny and his coaching, they attack you like a pack of wolves.
I mean, after watching these games, what have you seen?
What?
Just
Dude,
give me one thing, like just one thing that you'd be like, man, this is freaking awesome.
This is awesome. Nothing. There's not one remote thing. The only good thing that I will say that a Kenny Payne coach team has done is get to the free throw line. That's the only good thing that he's done. The rest, everything else, rebounding, doo-doo. 3-point shooting, doo-doo. Defense,
There is no offense,
mega doo-doo.
man. There's no offense.
It's literally, he just rolls the ball out there and tells them to play. It's what it almost seems
Man,
like.
I'm telling you, when we played at the park, man, you and I had better offense,
Bro, we were
bro.
running set. Bro, I played basketball in the SAC on campus, and I've run sets. I've run pick and rolls. I've run screens. You know what I'm saying? The ball that I played with random players at the SAC on campus was more organized than some of the crap that I've seen from this coaching staff, and this team. It's way more organized, bro. And, I mean, man, it's not the players, bro. It's not the players. I refuse to believe that it's the players. If you swap coaches, right, if you swapped coaches with any of the teams that Louisville has played this season, I guarantee you have better results in every single game. Except Coppin State, and that's about it. You give us the coach of any other team, right? I guarantee you, Louisville's 9-3 right now.
9-3, yeah.
We're 9-3 at worst. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's completely. It's not the players. What this team is missing is structure. They don't have structure. They don't have a plan. The guys are on the court just kind of like, man, I don't really know what I'm doing out here. You know what I'm saying? And it shows because they let the clock go down. They try to set a screen or something. They try to, run something, but it just looks so disorganized that they look like they're moving in quicksand.
They look lost, man.
They look very lost.
I mean, We have guys setting screens, and they're like, "Oh, do I go there or do I go
Yes.
there?" Like what?
They're
What
setting a screen that's going nowhere. It's like basically driving to a dead end. You know, you're kind of going nowhere at that point. It's like driving. It's like driving around a cul-de-sac, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're driving somewhere, but it goes nowhere.
This is more of a roundabout.
A roundabout.
You're just going around, but you're not taking any
Yeah,
exits.
you just keep going around in circles. It just
You don't remember which one's the first or second.
Yep.
You just circle.
Yes.
That's what this is, man.
It's crazy, man. This team, I'm telling you, if Louisville would have moved on and gotten an interim, it would have slightly gotten better. I don't know how much it would.
I don't know how much it would have, really. I don't. But at the same time, I think it would have been enough to at least get the fans in, maybe.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're at a point that, man, we might actually need fans to be in there.
I know at this point, man, to get the buyout money, it's almost like we have to do a reverse psychology.
Man,
we have to go to the games now. I mean, in a sense, I feel this way, man. I'm kind of torn. Because one part of me is like, you know what, man, screw this. I'm not giving them another dime of my money. But another part of me is like, you know what, man, maybe we should just go and support the players. The players play for themselves and just play for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I just feel like, you know, these guys have been raked over the head for coaching incompetence. Like now they don't go without blame. The players don't completely go without blame either.
Of course.
They have played just as much of a role in Louisville's struggling start to the season than anybody. However, it's also coaching, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you put any other coach in front of that team, bro, I guarantee you at worst we're 9-3 right now. You know what I'm saying? We look organized, and not just 9-3, but we look more organized. We look more together. We look like we have a plan. We have all of that, man. That we pay attention to the little details. We do all the little things. You know, and the little things, my dad used to tell me this quote all the time when I was a kid, bro. And I never really understood it that much until I got older. And that the little things matter the most. You know what I'm saying? I used to just be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like something will happen, I don't pick something up. He's like, boy, you need to pick that up. You know, it's all about the little things or whatever. And I just be like, oh.
You see that now.
Yeah, and I would just be like, oh, you know, whatever, right? I get it now. I get it. It's you know, and that's what this team is really, really needing, bro. They need somebody who understands the small things because they do turn into big things.
You know, I was joking around earlier when I said this hire has been like a marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want a divorce, you do.
Yeah.
But we just can't pay the alimony right now.
Yeah, you
man.
can't.
That is how this is right now.
Oh my gosh, you be thinking about that fat ass prenup that you gonna have to pay. Oh boy, you just like, you know what, man? You know the saying, right? It's cheaper to keep her. That's kind of the situation that we're in right now.
But is it cheaper though? If fans don't show up, man, and
yeah, I mean, bro, I'm being real when I say this, man. This is the most apathetic I've ever been about Louisville sports in general, bro. I wasn't even this apathetic about Louisville sports when we went when the football team went 2-10 in 2018.
Dude,
bro.
you and I went
Bobby's
to
last
every
year.
game, bro.
We still went to every single home game, bro. We watched Louisville get their heads pounded in by 40 every single game. And we still were like, you know what, man? I'm going to support because that's my team. This time, bro, I just can't. I just think that the reason that I can't do it is that we have just been stuck in dysfunction so long that I just can't take it anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. The 2-10 season in football, it was a shock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that we were going to somewhat have a relapse kind of year because that was the year after Lamar Jackson had left. And so, you know what I'm saying? It was going to be a bit of a transition, right? When we went 2-10, that was bad. You know what I'm saying? That was horrible. It was something unlike we've never seen before. You know what I mean? But I knew in my heart of hearts that no matter what, things were going to get better. You know what I'm saying? I was like, look, okay, Bobby's going to be out of here next year. We're going to get a new coach. Things are going to be looking up after this. You know, we got to just, power through this. With the situation that Louisville basketball is in, bro, I don't, Louisville basketball has been dysfunctional ever since March of 2021. You know what I'm saying? The Dino Gaudio stuff. Then the Chris Mack suspension. Then you win 13 games that year. You get blown out in a lot of those games. You know what I'm saying? Then last year, 4-28. You sucked. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sucked ain't even the word. You were, the biggest joke in college basketball. You still are the biggest joke in college basketball. And this year, it's the same thing. We're 5-7 with the 303rd, ranked out of conference schedule. 303rd. The reason that we made the schedule the way it was for us to rack wins up. And we couldn't even do that.
Couldn't do that.
We still couldn't do that, bro. We have 7 losses going into 2024. I mean, any hope of us making a run for the tournament is gone now. The only way that we do that now is if we magically somehow win the ACC championship.
That's
Buddy, I have a better chance of Beyonce and Chloe Bailey showing up to my house right now than Louisville winning the ACC tournament.
Man, I might be a billionaire before that happens, but
I mean, seriously, man, it's just gotten to the point. I'm almost at the point where I'm forgetting how Louisville basketball used to be. I'm at the point now where, Louisville's last NCAA tournament appearance was 4 years ago. The last time Louisville made it to actually 4 going on 5 years. It's almost going to be half. It's going to be half a decade since Louisville last made it to the NCAA tournament. Think about that, bro.
And then since we won, it's been what?
11. Well, since we won a tournament game.
Yeah.
It's 7 years coming up. It'll be 7 years, bro. The last time Louisville made it to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament was going on 9 years ago. 9 years, almost a decade that Louisville basketball has not been to the tournament. Not been to the tournament, but it's like the Sweet 16 and better. Dude, we used to go to Sweet 16s like every other day, man. Going to the tournament was like the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? I would kill to be in the NIT right now. To be, you know what I'm saying, to even have a chance to play postseason basketball. We're gonna have to suffer another year of the season ending right when when we get knocked out of the ACC tournament.
Isn't it crazy that we actually have to worry about if we're gonna beat Coppin State or not?
Yes,
or Pepperdine.
Pepperdine. I'm worried if Louisville can win another game the rest of the season, bro.
I have never been that low where I've thought, man, I don't know if we can win any more games.
I'm as low as possible. I'm at the point now, like, where I've contemplated not watching the games just so I just don't have to feel the pain anymore, you know? And that hurts because this time of the year, this what it's all about, man. Louisville basketball, you know, football was strong. Usually we'd go in, we'd have, basketball to look forward to. And now it just is. I might as well just fast forward to August 31st of next year. Going to throw this season away, bro. It's over, man.
And true, like during the winter, this is what we look forward to.
It's all we do,
that's
bro.
All, car season's over for me, man.
Yep.
Fall's over. Spring's not. Spring's not here anytime soon.
Yep. I mean, it's sad.
It's now, instead of looking forward to, I'm more like, damn, we got a game coming up. Bro.
Yeah, and like the best part about basketball season up until this point is that, like, you get a chance to watch your team 2 times a week. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing about, like, football that sucks is that you only get to see your team play once a week. You get to see basketball 2 times a week. I used to look forward to that, man. I used to look forward to Big Monday. Being on ESPN, 7 p.m. tip-off. I look forward to Super Tuesday, or you know, big night of Wednesday basketball. You know what I'm saying? Against a conference opponent, against I don't know, a Syracuse, you know, a Duke, a Carolina. I mean, I'll even go back to the Big East days. You know, big Mondays against UConn or Marquette or Cincinnati or something like that. That used to make my night. I would be at school just thinking like, man, I can't wait. Louisville plays tonight. I'm so excited now. I just cannot. I mean, I really watching this team. It's like it's a chore. It's no longer fun anymore, and that's where you start to lose fans. That's where you start to lose your core supporters when they no longer care. When it starts to feel like a chore, that's when they're just like, you know what, man? It'll just save me time to just not even watch this.
It's like, you know, when you're in school and stuff, you're like, you got a big game coming up. Mm-hmm. You're building that. You're taking that week to build hype.
Dude, you remember all the times we would be in class, right? We'd either be in engineering class or in English class talking about the big game that night. You know, oh man, you know, we play Memphis tonight, or we play Cincinnati, or we play, you know, Carolina or Duke. You know, you remember the debates we would have with our other classmates about games and stuff. We can't even do that anymore. All it is now is that, you know, we try to talk about it. It's just depressing.
The thing is, yeah, I don't know if I ever told you, but I love basketball, right? Mm-hmm. That's my favorite sport, right? And the one thing I hated about basketball is that it was only 2 hours long.
Yep.
And now I'm like, man,
this game can't end any sooner. Literally, bro. I mean, it's wild to me. I just never thought that I would ever have that attitude about Louisville basketball, man. Like, I'm at the point now, and I don't know if you'll agree with me what I'm about to say here, but like, I'm at the point now where like, I don't want to say I'm almost rooting for Louisville to lose, but it's just like, I don't even know, man. Winning doesn't even feel good anymore.
See, I kind of was that.
Like
that.
I understand. Okay, like when growing up, bro, you know how like growing up you would see, you know, fans talking about tanking and stuff, and like fans would get in the NBA or the NFL would get mad when their team won.
And like growing up, that never made sense.
Yes, it never made sense to me. I was like, why would you cheer for your team to lose? You know what I'm saying? Now that Louisville's in the situation that it's in, I'm almost at that point. Well, I'm not at that point exactly, but now I'm at the point where I understand why those fans were doing that. Because my worry is, you know what I'm saying? I've been hearing all this chatter on Twitter about, oh, well, you know, if he gets to 15 wins, then you'll probably have to keep him. No! That should never be the standard here. 15 wins was the standard last year. This year, it was either make the tournament or be close or bust. 15 wins, 500 at Louisville. With all the resources you have, you don't have an excuse of the IRP cloud anymore. You don't have the excuse of, oh, well, we're just going through a tough time. This is a brand new team, bro. Kenny brought in, 9 newcomers? All the guys from the previous regime are almost gone, except JJ and Mike. That's it. Everybody else were guys that Kenny brought in himself.
Look, the only way that, for me, that we keep Kenny is if we somehow make it to the bubble.
Man,
another year. That is the only way I can see him come.
The bubble. I mean,
I know that's pretty.
Oh God, dude, I don't know, man. It's just like, bro, he's like, in a sense, bro, he's just even. I don't know, bro. I just feel like he's just done irreparable damage to even Louisville could turn it around and win 17 games or 18, 19 games, and I just want to be done because one, the man, it's like this, bro. Like we heard in the press conference, the man basically just admitted that he, you know what I'm saying? He looks at Louisville. He doesn't look at Louisville the way that everybody else looks at Louisville. He doesn't look at Louisville as a top 8 program. He looks at Louisville some poor charity case almost, like some pissy program. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, did Kenny not get the memo that we play in the ACC now? That we play with Duke and North Carolina and Syracuse and and Notre Dame and Miami and all these really good programs. We're not, these ain't the Metro Conference days no more. We're not playing in Conference USA anymore against Tulane and Southern Miss and UNC Charlotte. We're not playing on WDRB anymore, and the games coming on at 10 p.m. You remember growing up when the games didn't, before we had ACC Network and before we had the 7-Eleven ESPN channels, how the games used to be on like WHAS 11 or something. That's not the case anymore, bro. And the thing is like you are playing. You are coaching for Louisville. You're coaching, your team plays in a state-of-the-art NBA facility. You have a state-of-the-art practice facility. You have all this NIL money. You have a city of, you know what I'm saying? You live in a city of almost 1 million people who love this program to death. This is our pro team, man. And for you to just go up there and basically just make it sound like this job is just like it's DePaul or something, it's a slap in the face. And especially, it's a bigger slap in the face knowing that this is a former player that is doing this.
That's the worst part.
Kenny Payne was on the 86 championship team. How could you say that, man?
Yeah, he's definitely treating Louisville like we're inferior.
Yes.
And then, like, man, I know he has his relationships with UK and shit, but
bro,
the way
he was glazing them, bro. He was glazing them, man. And I know that sounds derogatory.
He was like, man, you see those All-Americans?
You see all Americans? Oh my God. I could never get those guys. I mean, yeah, you definitely couldn't get them now. Any chance that you would have had just evaporated.
Man, and then he said, let's play, 4-minute segments. Fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I saw in the second half. He says, I saw a gap closing.
What gap?
What gap did you see?
What gap did you see closing, man?
Man, only thing closing, all right, is your career as a basketball coach at Louisville. That's the only thing closing. All right, that gap was not closing.
I mean, man, that gap. I hope that gap is closed by the end of January, bro. I really
hope it would have been close to that.
I know, bro. I know, but here's
Josh
my thing.
Hurd, man.
I'm hoping we get another Chris Mack situation. I mean, it's not going to happen, bro.
Hey, is there a team that needs a new coach?
Cincinnati, come on, Cincy.
Bro. Look, this is for
Cincy,
you.
Come through.
We have
with
one
us.
of the best coaches in the country.
I'm telling you, man. Look,
Go Tango.
Look, it's opposite day. Okay, Kenny Payne's 35-9. Okay, you haven't been to the tournament in 10 years. What feels like 10 years. Okay, look, man, he's 35-9 ago. It's opposite day.
Kenny might be the best coach since Denny, man. All right,
come on,
man can recruit.
Just do us one more
His
favor.
IQ is amazing. Cincinnati, man, I remember playing Cincinnati and be like, hey, they're actually good.
Yep.
You're not there.
Yeah.
And Kenny is the
He's
man
the
for
guy
you.
to bring. He wants dream chasers. Don't y'all want to follow y'all's dreams? Don't y'all want your dreams to come true? It's gonna come true with Kenny Payne at the helm.
Kenny's the answer, man.
He's the it's the answer. Look, man, $8 million, baby. $8 million. It's the best $8 million you'll ever spend.
And honestly, the way it's going, it might be less than that.
It might be $6 million, man. If you wait till March 31st,
that would be the best money you'll spend.
Literally,
Look,
bro.
Kenny's offensive system.
Look, creative.
I've never seen
the
something-
freedom.
Yeah,
the
freedom.
freedom that he gives his players, man. Don't players want to play with freedom?
And he learned from Cal, man. Those mid-rangers and everything.
Yeah. Hey, man. National champion winning John Calipari, man. Don't y'all want to win championships? Hey, man. Come on now, baby.
Cincinnati, this is specifically for you.
This is
But
your
any
chance.
Other teams that need
Any
a
other
good head
potential
coach,
suitors, literally, bro.
you will not find a better coach than Kenny.
I mean, seriously, we got to do something about this, man. This buyout is ridiculous, bro. Like the only criticism that I have of Josh Hurd on the Kenny hire is one: why did he give him such a fat ass freaking buyout? You gave a first year coach who's never coached, who's never been the main guy, not at any level. You gave a guy with no experience an $8 million buyout. Bobby had a $14 million, but it's Bobby Petrino. Kenny Payne's buyout should have been like $4 million at best. Why did that's my problem with it, man. You put the program in a bad situation because if the buyout's only $4 million, I guarantee you, bro, we moved on today. If the buyout was $4 million, that's the reason we didn't. Because and the thing is, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, man, I was upset about the fact that I was upset at first about the fact that we kept him. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. I almost flipped my lid at work. I was at work. I was strolling on Twitter. Work was slow today, and then that Eric Crawford article popped up. Boy, when I tell you, like, my face, if I was white or something, bro, my face would have turned red, bro. That's how I was feeling. I was sick, right? But then I thought about it like this, man. All right, not only do we save $2 million by waiting to the end of the year, right? Also, if we fire him now, not only do you have to pay him that big ass buyout, now you gotta elevate somebody to interim role, which means you gotta up their pay now. You're still on the hook with Chris Mack until January of 2025. You know, this is just a crappy situation in general, man.
I mean, all in all, I think we're around almost 40 million.
Yeah,
buyouts, not including Kenny's.
Yeah, I mean, okay, because Bobby, you gotta remember Bobby. I don't know if we're done paying Bobby yet.
I don't think we are.
No, okay, Bobby's buyout. You still got Chris's buyout. Now you're about to have Kenny's buyout. I mean, man, not just a lot of issues financially for the program, man. And I get it. So, and my thing is just like I don't know. I'm just I don't know. But the thing is, like, reading the article, Crawford also said that speaking of future coaches, man, look at the guy that Louisville's looking at, Mick Cronin. I just want to bring it up real quick. I'm not going to get that long. Down 14 to Maryland right now. That's the guy we want. Are you kidding me? Mick is not the pick, baby. Mick is not the pick.
Look, man. Look, I know you brought Brom home.
Yeah, bring Brom home. This is the one thing I'm gonna have to disagree on you with, my brother.
How do you want a guy that basically got his ass handed to
by the guy you just
fired?
He just got let go of. No,
it makes no sense.
It makes none. He's Chris Mack light. He's a diet Chris Mack. I don't want him. But like I said, man, with the buyout situation, it's just a bad situation in general. And I don't know, man. It seems like nobody else on the staff wants to put their next foot forward to it. It's unfortunately something we're gonna have to just sit with, bro. And I don't know, man. It scares me to think about what the program will look like in about a month or so. Because, man, think about it this way: he's 9-35 as a coach, right? We have 18 regular season games left. Well, 19 regular season games left, bro. You know something I just thought about, man? There is a chance that we could end up 9-54 in 2 years. I never in my life imagined Louisville basketball could get to that level of bad. 9-54. That might be the worst record in college basketball history. Just about, man. We would set a new record with that. Almost 50 losses. Almost 50, losses under 500.
And I thought 4-28 was rock bottom.
Oh my God, dude! It could get worse. Like, I mean, looking at the schedule that we got in January. I mean, dude, I don't see any wins. I don't see a lot of wins, if any. Quite frankly,
Kenny wasn't lying when he said, "I don't think we've hit rock bottom yet."
Yeah, no, dude, we ain't seen nothing yet, bro. I'm telling you, man. At this rate, especially if somehow we kept Kenny, all right, bro, we could be playing at Robin Arena at this rate. We're gonna be playing We'll be playing at the Expo Center, man.
is
you know how they
Middle
be.
School still a
You know how they be setting up. You know how for all the tournaments they be setting up. They set up all the courts and stuff. We're gonna be playing on them courts, bro. They ain't gonna have enough fans to even pack Broadbent Arena.
Man, is Myers Middle School, like the building's still there? 'Cause I think their gym is where we're gonna be playing.
Man, literally, bro. It'd be all the fans. It'd just be the players' parents at the games. Like it's Newburgh Middle School or something, bro. It's crazy, man. It's bad. We're in a bad situation right now, but yeah, man. I just think, in my opinion, I was upset about it. I was emotional about the situation. I was emotional about everything, and but I just feel like at this point you might as well save the money. You might as well just kind of, swallow the apple cider vinegar, swallow the onion, and just power through it, man, because I don't know. If it saves us money at the end of the day, then I'm all for it.
I was upset, but I wasn't shocked. When we were talking yesterday after the game, I was like, man, it's over.
Yep.
He's gone.
Bro, I was about to say, I would have.
Like,
you remember that Six Flags commercial we was growing up with the old man dancing?
Yeah.
Boy, I was at work ready to do my little old man Six Flags dance. Oh, but like I mean,
part of me had a feeling that this was coming.
Even I texted you and Wes, and I was like, man, I just have a feeling he's gonna still stay, bro, because it was like too quiet, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so I just was like, man, they're not going to do it. And they didn't do it. They didn't do it. And the thing is like, I know everybody's upset at Josh Hurd for this. The only thing I'm upset at Josh Hurd for is the fact that he gave Kenny that big old buyout. That's the only thing, right? But other than that, man, here's the thing. You got to look at it this way, right? And I'm saying this as somebody that wanted Kenny to be the coach, all right? I'm saying this as somebody who, bro, you and me had many debates about it.
I was never for Kenny.
You were never.
Chris Mack for that.
Yeah. We had many debates on it, and I was like, look, man, he can recruit, he can do all this, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that, it was going to be a transition, but I figured to myself, like, look, if Kenny can bring good enough talent in here, maybe it can mask some of his coaching deficiencies, right? But, man, I never imagined this, bro. I didn't. But the thing is like, okay, what I'm saying is, like I said, I wanted him. However, you got to think about it. Josh Hurd had no choice but to hire Kenny. All right? Josh Hurd was backed into a corner. I don't care what anybody says. Josh Hurd was backed into a corner, one, by former alumni, by former players, by donors, I'll even go as far to say even community leaders, even like preachers in the city, man. What's the word? We're going hard. Yeah, they were going hard for Kenny to get this job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you even had some fans threatening to withdraw support for the program if they didn't hire Kenny. You know what I'm saying? And also, given who we were looking at the time, because I think we all tended to write a revisionist book on the coaches that we were looking at the time, bro. We were in a much different situation. What was it? 4 months ago than we were. What am I trying to say? Almost 24 months ago, we were in a much different situation than we are right now. And what I mean by that is we don't have an IRP cloud anymore, which means we can go after just about any coach we want to that we can afford. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back then, you gotta think of the guys we were looking at. We were looking at like Matt McMahon, who was at Murray State at the time. We were looking at Steve Forbes, who was at Wake Forest. We were looking at like Will Wade, who was at LSU, but then it was now at McNeese State, who also had NCAA violations. When you were looking at the caliber coaches that we were looking at, it was almost as if we were just like, you know what, man, we might as well go with Kenny. You know what I'm saying? Because these other guys aren't very enticing. And the guys that we usually would go after, they weren't going to come here under their situation. Eric Musselman was not going to come here given the situation Louisville was in at the time. He has a great situation at Arkansas. Nate Oates was not going to leave Alabama to come here. You know what I'm saying? A Jay Wright, who was at Villanova at the time, right, was not going to leave that job to come here. You know what I mean? So it made sense why we made the hire. All right, but now you keep him. That's another story. You know what I'm saying? That's another story. You keep him next year or something. I don't foresee that happening. But I'm just saying, in the case that he wins,
be shocked if it does happen, though.
In the case that he somehow turns it around and wins like 13 or 14, and people, no, you still got to get rid of him because this is still unacceptable, man. It shouldn't happen. But I understand. So I just wish that fans would, in a sense, just a little bit lay off of Josh because he had no choice, man. But he does have a choice in how the rest of this goes, especially after the season ends.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, we're just gonna have to ride it out. The 12-day.
12 days.
Yeah, well, okay, it's December 22nd. Yeah, it's a 12 day, 12 days off. Louisville will play Virginia January 3rd at 7 p.m. on, I believe, ESPN2 or ACC.
On the road, right?
On the road in Charlottesville, yep. Cards and Cavaliers. Louisville starting, full-time ACC play, so we're going to just see how it goes, man. So I think that's going to do it for us, man.
All right, man.
Just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope that everybody has a great holiday. Man. Hopefully, my wish for Louisville basketball is that we just figure something out. I don't really know where to go from there. We just figure something out to get back on track because this just ain't it, bro. It just ain't it, and it's the most depressed I've ever been. I wasn't even this depressed when we lost the banner, man. So
I was telling my uncle yesterday. I was like, since my birthday's coming up,
yep.
I was like, man, all I want for my birthday gift is for Kenny to get fired.
Yep.
It sounds so bad, horrible to say.
Look, okay. Here's my thing. What, bro? I know we were about to end the pod, but okay, look at it this way, man. Why should we? Well, I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for Kenny. Okay, one, Kenny's gonna be a rich ass man when it's all said and over. Okay, he's still gonna go home with at least $6 million. Okay, the man ain't gonna have to work another day the rest of his life. Okay, what I feel bad for is the players. What I feel bad for is the fact that they're going to have to go through another coaching change. Okay, I can see a guy like Mike James leaving. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's going to happen. I mean, I can see a guy like Mike James leaving or a guy like JJ leaving at the end of the year. Not because I don't want those guys, but I could just see them being like, man, I signed up to play for Chris Mack. He left. I signed, now I had to play for Kenny. Kenny was doo-doo. I needed to start a fresh start with a new coach in a more stable environment. So I would understand any player that leaves the program after this. But, yeah, man, it's just my biggest wish for Louisville going into 2024 is that we just, figure out a way to get back, man. I just want the old Louisville back, man. I just want what it used to be back. I just want to be guaranteed to make the tournament. I just want to be guaranteed to be excited about making it around. I miss the days of trying to guess what seed we're going to be. We're far, far away from that.
And to the fans, ticket prices for these home games are not too bad right now.
Oh, dude, they're like $5 for the Pitt game on January 6th. They're $5. Okay,
just show up. I know, but right now, if we want to change,
let's get that buyout money. Okay, we can't get the buyout money by staying at home. Okay. Any game that we can make it to, we should make it, and especially for the players. That, if anything, my biggest wish for Christmas this year is that the players just put everything aside and just play for themselves and play for each other. Okay, I don't care. I mean, I still want Kenny gone regardless. He's burned too many bridges with me, bro. He's still got to go. But if the players just play for them, just play for yourself, and play for that name on your jersey, bro.
Yep.
So that's all I gotta say. I think that's going to do it for us.
Yes, sir.
Wish everybody a Merry Christmas. If we're not back on here before 2024, Happy New Year as well. So this is Marcus.
Amir.
And we are saying goodbye. Merry Christmas, guys. Go Cards.